Coast, nationally, worldwide, San Diego County. So I just have those on my desktop, and then anytime an article is published throughout the day, it shows right up on there. You can click on it. It links you to Globe Street. But getting those articles and then sending it over to your client, hey, I'm thinking about you, thought this would be of interest. They really appreciate that, and we've done that with some of our medical listings. Subscribe to the medical RSS feed, and then when something comes by, I'll send it to our our owners on Premier Crossing or South Melrose. Monitor the local newspapers. You could find stuff on their competitors if they're doing business. If they earned an award. Send them a clip. Saw you won this award, congratulations. Little things. Google Alerts. Al just told me about this today. I was familiar with Google Alerts, but to use it, you can make a Google alert and put the name of the company in that you're representing, or their product type, their competitor. So anytime an article comes out on Google, it will pop up for you via email. And you just go click on it, and anytime you can put in your last name. Anytime your last name's mentioned, it will send it to your email. It's a great way to not let anything fall through the cracks and stay up to date on what's going on for their company, their product type, their industry. And then write a personal note. If you're going to send the clip, if you want to do an email, you can do that. But sending a personal note, handwritten, saw this, thought it'd be of interest. Handwrite it and send it. That goes a long way. Next slide, please. And then social networking. Pretty new for most guys in this industry, but Twitter. If you have a Twitter handle, either follow them or have them follow you, and you can put updates on there. That's a great way to stay instantly up to date on what they're doing. Facebook. I think we have a Facebook page now, but most companies now have a Facebook page and put a lot of their updates on. It's just another way to follow and see what they're doing. Company websites. Great source for information. Like I said earlier, awards, whether they have new product lines coming out. Our team websites. I know a lot of guys are starting to do their own websites in our office, and those are great. You can connect those to email blasts, RSS feeds. Anytime you put something on there, your subscribers can see it. And then basic email and an e-blast. Whenever you're on the phone, ask them if they want to be added to your e-blast system, and you'll get all the market updates and anything that you send out. Next slide, please. And a basic one that maybe some people just forget to do is basically make the call. Pick up the phone, see how they're doing, see if they're looking to expand, whether they have future plans, see how business is going. Did they have a successful year? It's easy, but it's personable, and it goes a long way. I put that. Oh, sorry, you can go back. And then I put referrals. Maybe talk with the company and see what vendors they use for their products, and make some mutual connections. Maybe if you're representing a doctor, send them your family and friends. Tell your colleagues about their practice in the office. It's got to go a long way when Dave Howard goes in and how do you get my number? Oh, Kyle Bowlsby told you about him. They're going to come back to you for business. Next slide, please.
Try and enjoy the Chinese food.
What'd you do? I hear a call, but to blow up.
Stuff's rough.
Jeez, get the defibrillator out.
My last kind of major topic is in improving on those client relationships. And the first one I have, first bullet point, is have a clear contract with your client. How are you going to measure success at the end of your contract? And what's your role? Don't go out of your boundaries. Stay within them. Have a focus on what your actual goal is. It'll make for a better relationship. And then get to know your client on a personal level. What are their hobbies? How many kids do they have? When's their birthday? Put that in your database. Set a reminder. Call them on their birthday, or if you happen to be talking with them and you find out their kid's birthday is on such and such date, call them a year from now after that date. How is your kid's birthday? How are you doing? Where do they vacation? Little stuff like that. Just make it on a personal level. And then just ask more questions. The best way to get information is to ask questions and let them open up to you and let them really tell you what makes them click.
So be like a girl.
Yeah. Kind of continue, be willing to say no. You know, example I can think of, you know, you're representing someone, they want to buy retail space instead of industrial. You know, if you're not qualified, don't say you're qualified. You know, find a solution, find someone else in your office, because it's going to make you look bad and you may lose that long-term relationship. And then kind of the opposite, be willing to say yes. I mean, if you know how to do something, if they change the requirement from a sale to a lease, you know, oh, I also working on leasing, I can help you with that. Or if you do 1031 exchanges, you know, put that out there and, you know, tell them about your services, what you can do. Be a problem solver. The more interaction you have with your client, the more problems you may see within the deal or within their company. And, you know, be a problem solver, you know, bring some added value to your relationship, not just as a broker. Next slide, please. And very similar to this, but also keep your distance. You got to have a fine line. A lot of times in business, if you make a really strong relationship and, you know, they're asking about a family problem within the company, that's probably an area you shouldn't get involved in. Could hurt your relationship down the line and ultimately end your relationship. So
Can you explain that, an example of that?
Well, I mean, say a family is running a trust, and you have a great relationship with one of the kids, and they're asking you for advice, maybe about ending or buying out the other brother, a situation like that. That's something that you probably have no business giving your opinion on, and something you should stay out of as a broker.
So what would you tell them?
You know,
In that particular
you know, per our contract, that's not something I think I should be involved in. Short and sweet.
Or you say, you know, I have a great attorney, that's an attorney question you need to ask.
There you
and
go.
I'll be more than happy to refer you to somebody that can
Even a better
address
example.
it for you.
That'd be better.
That's for me.
You know, stay focused. When you go into a deal or go into a relationship, have your goals clearly defined and stick to them, and deliver what you're going to say you're going to. You know, deliver what you say you're going to do in the contract or what you say in the initial listing presentation. If you say you're going to give them marketing updates on a weekly basis, you better be doing it, because they're going to remember that. So don't make promises you can't keep. You know, be a learner. Each client is different, each situation is different. So if you had a bad relationship with a medical doctor, don't think the next doctor that comes along is going to be the same situation, because everyone's different. Approach each relationship with fresh eyes and a better way of looking at things. And then just ultimately work at your relationship. A better relationship equals more business and more money for you. So the more you work at it, it's probably in the long run, it's going to be better. Next slide. And then kind of
Can I go two?
back.
Where you going?
Sorry about that.
You're gonna get fired.
Technical difficulties.
Screwing him up. This is on video, you know.
And then this is just kind of a page I put together. The little details can make a big difference. You know, are you responding to them on time? Are you prompt? Do you show up to meetings? Are you late? Do you meet your deadlines or push them back? Do you always have an excuse? The little things make a huge difference, and it's basically what I think sets a good broker apart from a bad broker. Is doing we all do the same things, but it's the little things that, you know, make the biggest difference. And, you know, I just put this. I mean, you can do 9 out of 10 things correctly, but they're always going to remember the thing you didn't do. So make sure you cover all your bases and, you know, give them all the time you have, and ultimately do the best job. Next. And then, you know, remember, everyone does the big things, but nobody does the little things. And that's it. Questions, comments?